Okay, so let's do Keanu. Have you heard of this? It's sort of a comedy which has been a big hit in the States, starring Key and Peele, Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. He had a comedy show on Comedy Central, which ran for several series. According to London's Time Out magazine, they're a duo who turned biracial anxiety into comedy. And the story is, I mean, this has been sort of billed as a kind of as a romantic gangster comedy. So anyway, the story is there are two buddies. One is happily married, but his wife is going out of town, and she's insisting that he spends some me time. The other is broken up from his partner, is embittered by it, and has put all his affection into a cat called Keanu. He says, "I think it's Hawaiian for cool breeze," which I think is, we know that from
Yes.
from Mr. Reeves, with whom he spends his time making Michel Gondry-esque calendars for personal use only. So putting the cat in all these strange little cardboard movie sets, like The Shining, or like when I say Michel Gondry-esque, you know exactly what I mean.
Just to explain it.
Well, Michel, Be Kind, Rewind. Michel Gondry, who does things out of cardboard and string, and so there'd be the cat in, like I said, like a cardboard set for the Shining, or the cat in a cardboard set for another famous film. And he takes photographs of them, but he says they're totally for his own personal use. Anyway, then his house is broken into, and the cat is stolen. Turns out it was very, very heavy types who were actually looking for the drug dealer who lives across the road. They got the wrong house. They took the cat, and now, in order to get the cat back, our two heroes have to pretend to be super hard drug dealers in order to track down the cat. With me so far? Mm-hmm. Here's a clip.
I heard how it went down at King Diaz's church.
Well, man,
hey,
that's how we do.
We got to do how we do. Oh, damn!
What? Oh, yeah, don't worry about her, man. That's Montana.
As much as I love snakes, I think we need to go to the bathroom real quick and drain ours.
Well played, yep. That's what we should do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look who's up from their nap. Hey.
Cute cat.
Yeah, this new jack right here, man. Yeah? Hey, but look, before y'all go run off and do your little thing.
Where'd you get him? How much you want for him?
You serious?
Actually, he is, man. We in the market right now for like a gangster pet, so.
I mean, you can hear from that. There is some sort of funny stuff and funny dialogue in there. It was a troublesome film because I wanted it to be better, and I wanted it to be more than the sum of its parts. Actually, it ended up being less than some of its parts. On the positive front, the stuff of the two guys riffing together is actually funny. Them sort of doing that, just sort of shambolic talking to each other in an affectionate, combative way is quite nice. They have obvious chemistry, and there's a sort of intriguing unpicking of kind of middle class machismo. There's also some quite funny stuff about getting super hard guys to listen to George Michael and understand the meaning of his songs. There's a couple of very funny lines. There's one part which one says to the other one, "You sound like Richard Pryor doing an impression of a white guy." And there's also a very, very weird reference to the Blair Witch Project, and all that stuff, that sort of shambling, ambling stuff, I liked, and that felt like good material for sketch comedy. It was in many ways the framework, the everything else, the drug deal, the complicated plot about having to go around to various different places and get involved with gangsters, very sort of long and drawn out cameos that don't quite work together. So you got the feeling all the way through that there is the makings of a funny, entertaining sketch in there with some smart stuff in it, but it just gets lost in the baggage of the film itself, which is just not coherent enough to carry it through for the for the duration of a feature. And this does happen quite a lot. You get things, particularly with comedies, you get things which look like it's a smart, cine-literate, satirical sketch, which when dragged out to full feature length doesn't hang together. That said, it was funny because I was just talking to Simon about it from the production team here, and say, well, there were things in it that were funny, and then we were starting to remember the things in it that were funny, and then realizing that there were actually quite a few jokes that we did individually laugh at, but it's just when stretched over the length of a feature film, it got lost in the morass of the film itself, which I have to say tired my patience after a while. So Not terrible, but very flawed, and would have been better as a short sketch with just those two guys being, doing that stuff which they do, the chemistry between them, which is the real sort of heart of the comedy.